How you doing, people? Okay, bit of a disaster day today. Forgot my shorts, forgot my watch, don't know where my brain was at, but I've got to get a 14-minute session in today. It's just short and sharp. I did quite a hard session yesterday, and there was quite a lot of upper body in that sort of session. So today I just thought I'd concentrate on lower body. I've also got a session tomorrow that's going to need some sort of upper body coordination. So today, lower body it is. The session is 1 minute squat thrusts, 45 seconds rest. 1 minute squat jumps, 45 seconds rest. 1 minute burpees, heel to backside jump, 45 seconds rest. 1 minute star jumps. Get a minute's rest, and do all that again for a second round. I've got my gardening gloves on. I find that I sometimes slip if I get a sweat patch, and it makes it a little bit slippy. So I've been doing burpees in these gloves, and it works really well. And now I've got a little bit attached to them. Okay, let's get into it. Okay. So this has been one of those weeks where you've just got to fit in the training sessions whenever you can. So this particular session is very useful because it's short and sharp. It's under 15 minutes, but it does the job because there's a lot of intensity. The exercises are all for 1 minute. And as I'm sure you'll know, there's a big difference between 1 minute intense bursts and 30-second intense bursts. But you can sort of get on, get off, and then get back to the insanity and chaos of life. We've just this week picked up, well, we intended to pick up a couple of kittens. The kids had wanted kittens, so we got some. We went to the cattery that we've been to before and picked out a couple of little cute kittens. But the lady there said that the mother was very protective of the kittens and she wanted to let them go all together. So we ended up taking the mother as well, who in actual fact was fine. She was very timid to start but has now been fine. But of the two kittens, there's a boy and a girl. The girl is a little bit smaller and they're a little younger than we anticipated really. They were only about 8 weeks and I think we were thinking that we'd have some at maybe 6 months old. So to cut a long story short, the little girl, Rosie, bless her, has been crapping all over the place. So not only have we been on crap watch, we've been cleaning up after them and then having to restrict them to the utility room. Then discovered that wasn't really ideal because we use it a lot. So we've got a downstairs bathroom that we can put them in where they're much better suited, much happier. They've got everything they need. The mother can come in and out as she wishes. So yeah, so we've got it all sorted out, but wow, what a week. I mean, we had an accident with the cat litter. We're trying to empty it in the bin and the bag broke and then went all over the bin and the floor, and of course then it rained, so the cat litter turns into a mush mixture of, well, you just don't want to know really. But it's amazing how something like that can put so many things in life on hold because it's just so time consuming. Anyway, as a friend of mine says, it's a very first world problem, so it's good to get out of the house and get a training session in. I could quite easily do this at the house, but sometimes you just want to get out and have a change of surroundings. So yeah, this session is highly recommended, very useful to have in your back pocket. I've done it multiple times. I've got a few permutations to it. Sometimes instead of doing the squat thrusts at the start, I'll do lunge jumps. Depends quite how leg heavy a day I want. This was really sort of an intermediate day sort of session where I wanted to do something but had had quite a hard session the day before and have quite a hard session the next day. I've got a squash training session that I do with a guy who's about 12 years younger than me, very fit guy who I've played for years, decades really. And we play conditioned games on the court and then do court sprints in between the games. That goes on for at least an hour. So it's a full-on session, but I did want to do 3 days in a row because I'm not sure if I was going to get any time the next day or the day after that, or the domestic scene of cat watch. Anyway, yeah, I mean, to compare this as well to the standard burpees session, I personally find this type of session harder on the cardio, and the other type is obviously upper body, harder local muscular endurance. But I think the extent of cardio is limited to how fit you are for that local muscular endurance. The fitter you get on the strength side of things, the more you can get in and the more cardio effect it will have. And obviously you're getting stronger upper body. But whenever I've done let's say a Navy SEALs session or even a 6-count session, if I mix in some of the jump work, it always feels just that notch higher on the cardio. But the Navy SEALs obviously are tough in a different way, in a local muscular endurance way on the upper body. So it still feels like you're putting in a lot of effort. I guess one of the biggest determinants would be if you had a heart rate monitor on. But of course, it's great to do both, and that is the beauty of it. And I don't think I would ever only do one of those workouts. I would always mix them up. So yeah, very handy session to have in your back pocket, wherever you are. I've said this before, I do have some programs that I'm going to be doing with various timelines. So the idea behind it is going to be that at the end of each timeline, there is a particular workout that becomes a goal workout, something that you can train for to get to that workout that takes you to the end of the timeline. You could then move on to the next timeline, or you can jump in at any point. And it's with a goal of either losing weight, gaining muscle in a variety of ways. Some may be more leg heavy, some may be more upper body heavy. Generally though, in a calisthenic type of workout really. And I'll probably combine it with some extra videos, extra advice, potentially on a Patreon page, and potentially with specific advice for a particular individual. One can always give generic advice, but at the end of the day, most training needs to be tailored to the individual. Generic advice could only ever go so far. Okay, I'll leave you to this. I mentioned I'd do a video about DOMs and good ways to train when you're injured. So I've got those coming up next. So hope you find the video of use. See you in the next one. Okay, that's a great one. When you haven't got much time, you need to get a bit of a burn in. Just 14 minutes, definitely worth a try. We've got a good vid coming up next. See you in the next one.